Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's essential oil class. My name is Hayley Wiese. Everyone is jumping on here right now, which is wonderful. It's beautiful to see your faces. Hey Elsie, how are you, darling? Hey Sarah. I am going to run through a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to share my screen in a moment. Hey Pamela. But the most important thing is that there's lots of content to get through, so I'm going to try and talk calmly. I get really excited and I talk really fast. So I use this essential oil called Rescue. It's actually the kids blend, but when you understand some of the oil's properties, this one in particular, even though it's great for sore muscles and growing pains and things, it's got Copaiba, Frankincense, Lavender and Spearmint, which means it's all good for like clear communication. So I always love it on my throat before I present. Plus I smell nice, but you can't smell me, so you just have to trust me. Oh, we've got Andrea from Romania. Hello, we've got a few people from all over the world tonight. I feel honoured. I'm absolutely honoured for you to spend an hour with me tonight. So let me just share my screen. I've got a PowerPoint presentation. Oops. Yep. All right. Oopsie. So I've already skipped ahead. Welcome to the world of essential oils. My name is Hayley Wiese. I am a Blue Diamond leader in doTERRA, but tonight we're going to be talking lots of different things with essential oils. I've also got a number of notes here which I need to find. So if I'm looking off to the side, it's just because I want to make sure this is clear and concise for you, and also means that it's going to be jam-packed with the information that you need to learn more about essential oils. So if I can go to the next slide. I'm very grateful for everyone who is sharing their time with me tonight. I know how precious that is. As a mother, I've literally just put my children to bed and my husband's reading them a story right now. But I am also a certified essential oil therapist, specialist. I'm an emotions mentor and a women's health coach. But my job tonight is to make sure that you are empowered with the information that you need to bring either essential oils into your home or to use them safely and confidently in whatever method you choose to do so. So what we would love to use is the chat box tonight. If you are just still jumping on, make sure that you know where it is in the Zoom function and that you can use that and say hello. I'll also try and go back and answer the questions in there as well for our Q&A at the end of the session. Please remember that I'm an educator. I am not here to treat, diagnose, prevent, or cure. I'm here to share my personal advice, experiences, and years of knowledge. I've been using essential oils and researching them for nearly 5 years now. And even though I am not going to stand here and make any claims for you, I'm absolutely going to give you some really beautiful, clear outlines and reasons as to why essential oils are so effective, and maybe something that is definitely worth looking into and utilizing in your home. So if you are under medical supervision, please just speak with your healthcare provider if you're wanting to make any significant changes in your healthcare regime. Now, because we have lots to go through, I've broken this PowerPoint presentation down into 3 different sections. The first section is what is an essential oil, and 6 things that you need to know before investing in essential oils. Yes, 6. Section 2 are the 4 ways to use essential oils and how essential oils can help you. It's probably the most important thing. That's probably where we're going to spend the chunk of our time. And then finally, section 3 is how you can save 25 to 55% off of retail when purchasing essential oils, a Q&A session, and also there is a special gift for every single person on the call live tonight. So yes, every single one of you, I have something for you at the very end. No matter if you already have the oils or don't, or join or don't, or in my team or not, it's for anyone who is joining this webinar. So this is probably the most text-heavy screen. Oh, my phone. Hayley, you should learn to turn it off. This is the most text-heavy. Oh, come on. Page of my presentation, but I want to make sure I have all the information there for you because everyone learns differently And for lots of people, I would normally have a piece of paper in front of you. And for those who are jumping on, if we can just make sure that you guys stay on mute, that would be wonderful. Thank you. So essential oils are organically extracted aromatic plant compounds. Let's just think about what that actually means. It means that they're potent. They are highly concentrated and up to 70 times more powerful than the herb equivalent. So one drop is enough, and we're going to talk about why that is the case in a minute. They're nature's defense mechanisms for plants and cells, and they've been used for thousands of years. They have hundreds of natural compounds. They're very safe, extremely effective, and very affordable alternatives to other things that we may use for our health and healing properties. They have the ability to not only treat the problem and not mask the symptom that we might know from more synthetic-based solutions. There are no known side effects or possible addictions, which is always very useful, especially when you're working with children or anyone really. They play a proactive role in our health and self-care, and they are safe for the whole family. So they're just some really key points to remember, that when we're using something that is made by Mother Nature, we have lots of side benefits in this case. And this is why. So why they work so well. So this little picture here, this isn't the nerdy me coming out. I do love a little bit of science, but I feel like it shows, even for those who aren't interested in this, I think it's still a good understanding of when you're using something on your body, in your home, that you actually know what it's doing to you. So these are two representations of two cells. The red cell on the right is the animal cell. We are the animal. The green cell on the left is the plant cell. And I want you to see how many things are in common between a plant cell and an animal cell. And that means that when the plant produces an essential oil for its own health and healing properties, that's why they have the essential oils in the first place. When we come into contact with them, we have similar building blocks to a plant, and therefore it's in a familiar environment and it knows what to do, all right? And I want you to have a look at a few of these things, like the nucleus. What is housed in the nucleus? That would be our DNA. What does mitochondria do? That produces energy, right? What is cellular memory? Cells are so important, and they're such a huge protection mechanism for our body. And because essential oils are so small and safe and familiar to our bodies, they can penetrate through the cell membrane, which you can see on the left-hand side there, and support anything going on the inside of the cell, as well as anything going on the outside of the cell or within our body, muscles, tissues, organs, that kind of thing. So, you know, it's a pretty mind-blowing thing, but I'm going to show you one more thing that's even more mind-blowing. So this is a fun fact for you. So there are 40 trillion cells in the human body. That's a lot, right? But can you guess how many molecules are in a single drop of essential oil? Can someone guess? I want to see. Can you use the chat? I don't know. I'll just put you out of your misery. There are 40 million trillion molecules in one drop of essential oil. That is 1 million molecules per cell. So like, just let that sink in for a second. And if anyone ever thinks that using a plant in its concentrated form is taking the soft option, I beg to differ. Now, you might hear out there that one drop of essential oil can service every single cell in the body. And in its essence, that is true, because you can see that there are enough molecular compounds there for it to do so. However, that's not always the case. And depending on how we use the product, use the essential oil topically, aromatically, it depends on how systemic it will go. But just know that there's enough goodness in that one drop to go a really long way. So when we're using essential oils, and when we'll talk about purity in a minute, it's really important to understand that that one drop is really what we need to be using. So these are the 6 things to understand when we want to invest in essential oils. Now, I don't see that this is actually talked extensively enough at the beginning of this journey, because a lot of the time people look at a few things like price and smell and effectiveness, but I feel like there is a few other things that are missing, and I just want to guide you through them quickly right now. So the first one is proven safety. Okay, so these graphics are small for a reason. They're not really meant to be anything that is other than just a guide. But when we're looking at things that are sourced from nature, lots of things can get adulterated in the process. And that little arrow points to something called the GCMS test. And that's where a lot of good essential oil companies, I guess, communicate that they do to test the purity of their oils. But I beg to differ that there is probably a number of other tests that should be done on essential oils to actually prove its purity. One of those is actually heavy metals. And when you can see the number of tests that doTERRA actually go through, not only internally, but also through third-party labs at multiple stages throughout all testing from sourcing through to bottling, you can rest assured that when you purchase essential oil from doTERRA, that their safety is proven, all right? The second one is effectiveness. So because the plants and the humans have very similar building blocks, they can be extremely effective. But what I would say to that is that it all comes down to quality. Now, you need to be investing in an essential oil company and essential oils that are being heavily studied in the medical field, because if they're not, it means they're not at a consistent level, which means they might test one batch and then they test another batch and they get different results, which means it's not going to be a valid standard for them to be able to utilize. However, when you find a brand like doTERRA that actually has over 100 relationships with scientists, medical institutions, universities, research institutions, they are the most trusted and most tested essential oil company on the market. And you can see here this graphic is of the doTERRA Center for Integrative Oncology. And that is just the level that they're playing at. And no one else is able to play in this arena because of doTERRA's purity that other people just can't seem to figure out. But the thing is we know exactly why that is. And I'm going to show you two more reasons why it's really important to look into also the value for money, because when you're looking at essential oils, it's really hard for the consumer to understand what they're actually worth, because you can go to the supermarket and buy something for $5, $2, $30. Like, what are they actually worth? Some come in really big bottles with like open caps, and some are in really small bottles, and you're like, well, you know, where's the benchmark here? Just think of it, most people, you know, have been into a bottle-o and might understand wine. There's cask wine and there's really high-end premium wine. There's reasons for that too. It's because the soil and the climate and the altitude all make a difference, right? But when we're looking at value for money, we want to make sure that when we're using essential oils, they're highly concentrated. So they're recommending 1 drop, not 5. It means that what you're getting in that drop is actually only the plant. And when it actually says 100% pure, they actually don't have to prove that because it's an unregulated industry. So you can see these berries in this woman's hands. This is pink peppercorns, and it produces our pink pepper essential oil. Now, when you think like they're actually getting an essential oil out of that plant matter, how much plant matter do you think they actually need to create like 5 mils of that bottle? Now, then if it's in Kenya, it's in a really remote country, how would they even actually source that? How would they get that into a distillation facility? You can understand all the steps involved, right? This is not a cheap process to go through to bring essential oils in their purest form to us. So what we've found in previous, in the industry, but done by other people, is people try and take their cut. They try and bulk things up, or they try and make adulterations which shouldn't be there, just so that they can bulk up that, because it is such an expensive process to do. That said, I don't believe doTERRA are the most expensive essential oils out there. In fact, I know they're not. I know that there are other essential oils out there that are a lot more expensive. So the main thing is trusting in that you know that you're getting a really good product and you know that it's coming from a really good source. Number 4 is sourcing methods. So plants are growing differently in different parts of the world, in different regions. So I mentioned that the same with the wine. You know, if you grew Shiraz in the Barossa, it's beautiful, but you go a little bit down the road and you're in Clare Valley. Now they're known for Rieslings and not their reds. And it's the same thing with essential oils. doTERRA scour the earth to find exactly where they grow correctly and where they thrive. And it's really important that you align with a company that is focusing on ethical and sustainable sourcing practices, because I feel like these should be mandatory and they're just not. So this is a compact sourcing mat you can definitely picture. It shows you where a lot of our oils are sourced from around the world. And again, Australia is heavily involved in that, and you're supporting a lot of Australian farmers when doing so. Two more, the fifth one is education and support. So it's really important that when you're looking to purchase essential oils, that when you're buying them retail, you might get a pamphlet, but that's just about it. When you're purchasing through a friend or a family member or through myself, depending on how you found out about it this webinar, is that just know that you're going to get tapped into education and support. And for me, that's the most critical thing, because purchasing the essential oils is one thing, but it's what you choose to do with them each and every day from this day forward is the other thing. And for me, that's where the support and the time actually comes into what I do each and every day. It's actually in the education and training of once you've actually purchased the oils and what you learn to do with them, more so than just selling you something at a point of sale like you might in a shop or a health food shop or a chemist. And finally, transparency and ethics. So I think this is probably the most rarest thing in the essential oil industry, probably due to number one being safety. If they're not saying it and they can't prove it, then I would be suspicious. That's the one thing I think I love the most about doTERRA is exactly this. And they have a website called sourcetoyou.com. That's the graphic down the bottom. If you want to go check it out, I highly encourage it. But the good news is that if you have a question, they will answer it. There's nothing to hide with this company. They are really proud not only about sourcing the best, but helping the most on both sides of the bottle. So the farmers that grow the plants, the people that distill it, the people that ship it to our homes, the people that help you learn about these oils, they all matter on this journey into wellness. So there's 4 ways to use essential oils. Aromatically, all right, this is when we use an essential oil, we take off the lid of the bottle and we smell it. So maybe if you already have essential oils in your home, you can actually do that for you right now. If I could just drop a drop in your hand, I would do that. And you just rub it together and smell. Now we can also have something called a diffuser. Diffusers are a really beautiful way to diffuse for long periods of time. And these are really safe because all that's in there is water and a few drops of essential oil. And then those molecules float up into the air. It's the fastest way to change a mood. It's going to cleanse the environment, and it's going to really set a beautiful, positive experience that you're going to have with those oils, either at bedtime or during the day or whenever you need to pick me up. The second way to use essential oils is topically. This is when we're putting the essential oils on our skin. Now, for me, this is actually my most favorite way to use essential oils. The only thing we have to remember that when we're putting essential oils onto our skin is that we have to keep them out of our eyes, out of our ears, and not up our nose, okay? They're very sensitive areas and know where that essential oils need to be. If we do happen to have an accident and something flicks up into our eye, or we've just put it on and we rub our eye and it gets in there, this happens. It's happened to me, it's happened to my kids. We just get a carrier oil, a fat-based oil, like a fractionated coconut oil. Gosh, even if you're in the kitchen and you had to grab the olive oil, it doesn't matter. The fat is going to flush and dilute the essential oil out of those sensitive areas and ease that discomfort straight away. If you go to water, it's just going to push that oil further into the body. So just remember that one. But again, the main thing is by putting it on our skin with the carrier oil, it's going to make it really effective, localized support for our body. So just think of it this way. If I have a sore tummy, I'm going to apply some essential oil over my tummy. If I have a sore elbow or shoulder, I'm going to rub it on my shoulder. So it makes really like a lot of common sense when we're using oils topically. There's a third way to use essential oils, and that's in food flavoring. So tonight we actually had some nachos and we made a guacamole. We mashed up some avocado and we put a drop of black pepper and a drop of lime in there. And it's just a beautiful way to enhance a dish. Now you can use them in smoothies, in your water. The beautiful thing is that every single bottle, if it does say that it's designed and safe for food flavoring, it's been tested and proven to do so. So you can trust the label and read the label that if it says that you can use it for that use, then do, right? But also trust your own body and your own experiences. So if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then don't. And that's a beautiful choice, is that you've got plenty and you can choose to use these essential oils in any way that you feel comfortable to do so. And the fourth way that I love to use essential oils is in low tox living. So I don't know why, whenever I have done a class or hear a class, it's always aromatic, topical, and flavoring. Why don't we say that we use essential oils for cleaning? This is one of the most powerful ways to reduce the toxic load in a home. We get exposed to so many chemicals, and it is such an easy way to not only cleanse surfaces, clean the toilet, the shower, without these awful chemicals interrupting our endocrine system and causing leak on our body. Now here's some more fun facts for you after these, all right? This is why aromatic and topical use is so powerful. I want you to have a look on the left-hand side where the molecules go up through our nose, into our limbic system, into our hypothalamus, right? Our limbic system is where all of our emotions sit. It takes 7 seconds for those odor molecules, essential oil molecules, to go up into the limbic system. So that's how fast it can take to change a mood. And that's why aromatherapy is so powerful for mood support on a cognitive level. This is not placebo. But the other side of things is that when you look at where the hormones that are being produced from the brain go to through the pituitary gland, look at all the different things in the body that's actually impacting. Now you can understand that, say, let's call it stress is one of the most heightened emotions in our daily life. Now, if we can smell something like my balance, or like some lavender or some frankincense that is going to calm our stress response, it's also going to calm the signals going out into the body, into our adrenals, into our other areas that are going to not be so heightened. And again, it's going to have these beautiful flow-on effects. We are not only going to feel more calm, our whole body is going to be experiencing that. And then when we put it on our skin topically, and it goes into our bloodstream in 30 seconds. So again, extremely fast, localized support. Our blood goes into all sorts of areas, right? The digestive system, the respiratory system, the detoxification system, the lymphatic system, muscles and joints, cardiovascular system, hormonal system. We don't have to be a doctor or a brain surgeon to understand that anything we put on our skin goes into our bloodstream. So this is really important when we look at our skincare, our makeup, our cleaning products, you know, anything we come into contact with, our children come into contact with, it's going in us. Our skin is our largest organ, all right? So never forget the impact that it makes when we're exposing ourselves to things, and where that actually goes, and what our body can naturally metabolize, like essential oils. It doesn't store essential oils, it naturally metabolizes out, or synthetics, which a lot of the time it gets stuck and stored in organs and fat and other areas that can cause havoc long-term in our health. So this is not a fun fact, this is a scary fact. So on average, a woman will be exposed to 168 different chemicals every single day. And there's even a scarier one in really small text down the bottom, that an average newborn was found to have 287 chemicals in their umbilical cord, and 217 were known neurotoxins. And this is why I'm so passionate about introducing essential oils into especially women's lives, but anyone's life. Because if I can help them reduce this exposure, I know that this is going to benefit not only their health, but the health of future generations if they choose to have children, and how they raise them, and what they choose to expose them to as well. All right, so your top 3, this is where we're going to dive into your stuff, right? So what is going on for you? Grab out a pen, all right? We're going to go through each of these 6 levels, and you're going to write a number. We're going to do it quickly because I don't want you to think too much on this. I want you to just write down the number that jumps in instantly the moment I ask you the question. All right, you with me? Victoria, you're nodding, I can see your head. Yes? All right, good. So eating right, we're going to score from 1 to 10 here. A 1 being all I eat is McDonald's, a 10 being I grow all my own organic vegetables and I have a fully plant-based diet and I'm 100% nourished with every single vitamin, mineral, nutrient every single day of my life. Where are you between 1 and 10? All right. And by the way, there's no judging, there's no right or wrong. It's your number, you're not going to tell anyone. This is just going to see where you are at right now. And so you can make decisions on and your priorities of where you want to go. Exercising. A 1 is I am a couch potato and I am in chronic pain. All right, I can't move. A 10 is I am an elite athlete. I can climb Mount Everest. I can run a marathon and I feel amazing and wake up with energy every single day. All right. We're talking extremes here, just so that you can play with, you know, the numbers in between. Resting and managing stress. Okay, so like number 1 would be I have insomnia, I'm stressed to the max, I am in chronic fatigue mode, and yeah, you're not in a good place. A 10, you may be Buddha, you're just sitting on a hill meditating, levitating, not a care in the world. All right. Reducing our toxic load. A 1, let's just say you buy everything from the supermarket. Anything that has a label on it that says this, that, new, clean, and it has no ingredients on it because they don't actually have to tell you the ingredients in cleaning products. That's a very high chemical load right there. But, you know, that was me. I did not realize the toxic load thing until much later in my journey. A 10 would be I never touch a toxin. I make all my own cleaning products. I only use like water and vinegar and essential oils, and not a single chemical would come into my home through food or water or the air or anything. All right, clothing, everything. All right, informed self-care. So these two are more reactive, and this is where I want you to think about what solutions you have in your home right now to change where you're at. So in a 1 instance, so this is where you're feeling something and you don't want to feel that way. How many natural solutions do you actually have? So like a 1 is like none, and a 10 is like a box of essential oils. But you know what I mean, right? Like, and we have to go natural here. We can't say wine. I'm not gonna say that. That's a vice. I'm not going to say coffee, caffeine would be a vice. You know, what do you have? Do you meditate? Do you journal? Do you have a bath? Do you go for a walk in nature? Like, these are natural forms of self-care. Or do you turn to vices, food, ignoring it, don't even know it exists kind of thing? Where are you at there with, I want to change something, but I don't know how? And finally, proactive medical care is again the same thing. I'm feeling something physical and I want to change that. So something might be hurting, I might not be feeling 100%. How many solutions do you have that are synthetic or natural? And where are you on a scale from 1 to 10? For me, I just used to go to the medicine cabinet because that's what my mum did. And I would go to the doctor because that's what I always did, you know. And it took me, you know, until I had children to realize that, maybe I shouldn't just be handing over my power to someone else. Maybe there's something that I could actually do, because at the end of the day, no one knows your body better than you do, right? All right. So looking at all of your numbers, look down at your numbers. How does that make you feel? And if we were to move some of those numbers up a couple, how would that make you feel? I'm not perfect. There is absolutely no way I'm a 10 in all of those areas. I don't think anyone could be, okay? We're all on this journey and we're always growing and learning new things. But the cool thing about life is that when you learn better, you can do better. When you know better, you can try better, okay? And this is what this whole thing is about, right? And so what I want to go through now are a number of our top, most popular, most versatile oils, and then most basic, useful applications in the home. These 10, 11, 12 oils, how many we're talking about tonight, they're the ones that I started with. They're the ones that I brought into my home for a number of different reasons, a lot of them on that list. And I want you to have a think about your top 3. right now. And when I'm going through the oils, I want you to think about and write down which ones are actually resonating for you and the uses that you would need in your home, right? To move those numbers in the direction that you want them to go. So these three, I call the Three Amigos. The reason I do that is because lemon, lavender, and peppermint are actually really good friends. Let's just start out with, like, if you ever have any seasonal implications, you know, the flowers are blooming, the wind is blowing, and we're sneezing all the time, you go pop some lemon, lavender, and peppermint in the diffuser, and all of a sudden you won't be reaching for that Zyrtec. Like, I can tell you that because my husband was a Zyrtec a day man, and now he's not. So we can apply these three all topically. Yes, 1 drop of each. Carrier oil on our chest, right? Smell it. Or you could just pop them in the diffuser for that amazing benefit. But let's look at them each individually. So peppermint, it's a very cooling oil. You smell it, it's stimulating to the mind. It's like, whoof, good morning, right? But peppermint is also very supportive to the tummy. And that's why so many after dinner mints or peppermint teas were used as digestive support for centuries, right? So that's why peppermint has been known for a very long time to support the digestive system, but it's also extremely opening to the airways, and you only have to experience that. I said here, ask me what a dough bong is. Does anyone know what a dough bong is? It's where you put a drop of essential oil in your hand, like so. You rub it together, and then you breathe through your mouth, not your nose. Right, and that means it goes down in through your throat, down into your lungs, and it's the fastest way. It feels cooling. I love to do this with peppermint and wild orange together, 1 drop of each. But that's going to wake you up, and it smells amazing. All right. Now lavender. Lavender is the Swiss Army knife of all essential oils. There is not much that this oil can't do. It's just phenomenal. It is very soothing to the skin. So if you touch something hot, just put some lavender straight on it. If I have time at the end, remind me to tell you about the time my son decided to pour a hot tea all down his chest at 7 o'clock in the morning. And what I did with lavender to make it all better. Oh, tell you what, if you want to get grey hairs, that's the way to do it. But I would be lost if I didn't know that about lavender. It's calming to the mind, right? So there's lots of studies that you can find about linalool. Linalool is the main constituent in lavender when you're looking at things to do if you're feeling anxious or worried. There's some amazing studies on its effectiveness for those states. It's very effective for sleep. I literally just put 2 drops of lavender on my son's pillow at bedtime, and he is out like a light. And then great for the skin, so bites, scratches, as I said, burns. But when you get your lavender, just have it next to your bed and put a drop on your pillow, and you are just going to experience a different level of sleep. And this is the other thing I'll say about lavender. doTERRA lavender, I don't know if anyone else here has doTERRA lavender, if they've tried other brand lavenders. It's a different, lavender is so easy to pick up like by the aroma when it's not quite the correct plant. When there's other stuff in there, it's chronically adulterated, and people just don't realize until you smell something that's pure. So this is a beautiful oil to have in your home. Lemon. Lemon is so versatile, so cleansing. It neutralizes odors. If you have anything that's stinky, be it carpets or shoes, you just get some baking soda and some lemon, and you're good to go. In the air, put it in the diffuser, stinky smell is gone, bye-bye. Disinfect surfaces, super, super great for cleaning. So you just have to put some lemon in some water. You can even put a little bit of vinegar if you want, and just spray it onto the surfaces and wipe it on clean. That's it. Yes, that is it. Lemon will break down petrochemicals like nothing else. Gunk, grime, sticky, residual, everything. It's just amazing. It also supports our detoxification. So if we need that cleansing support, again, if we use lemon in our water or in our smoothies, it can be really supportive for that on an internal perspective. And then it uplifts the mood, and it's great for focus. Lemon is actually the oil of focus. Lots of people think peppermint for the brain and focus, and yes, it is amazing, but lemon is also great. So diffusing those two together, especially in the afternoon or when you're trying to get some work done, can be extremely effective. But my first use for lemon would be washing your fruit and vegetables. The number of toxic chemicals that come in on the surface level of our fruit is insane. So just pop your fruit and veggies in a sink with a couple of drops of lemon. You can put some bicarb in there as well, and just let them soak and then rinse them off. And you'll watch the wax just be broken down. It's just awesome. It's just fantastic. All right. How are you keeping up with me? We're doing good? Okay. So these are our much loved blends. So these are three of our three most popular versatile blends. The first one we will say is Easy Air in Australia. In America, it is known as Breathe. It is a respiratory blend. It nourishes the lungs. It's a natural sinus support, and it increases the oxygen capacity. So I actually have a bottle of Easy Air in each of my showers, and every shower I just put 2 drops on the floor, because the hot water and the steam, it just makes it smell amazing and opens up your airways, and it's just the best way to either start a day or end a day. And now if you have someone who is maybe a snorer at night, I would again recommend getting that lavender, but also Easy Air in the diffuser, because what that's going to do is open up those airways and let more oxygen get in, which is always a good thing when we're sleeping. On Guard, oh, plus it smells amazing. Let's just say that. On Guard is our protective blend. This is our blend that supports our immune system. So I absolutely love this oil. In fact, we have a saying in our little Ikigai tribe is that On Guard is life. The more times you can touch On Guard, and there's lots of On Guard products, not just the essential oil, but then they put the essential oil into cleaning products, even our toothpaste, yeah, hand sanitizing mist, all of these kind of things. So we get the benefits of the essential oils, and I guess it saves us from having to go and purchase other products that may have other chemicals in them that aren't beneficial. But the beautiful thing about On Guard is it cleanses the environment. It eliminates airborne threats if you're diffusing it. So maybe it's cold and flu season and the kids are going to school and you're just wanting to diffuse it at bedtime to make sure that their body has the best chance at fighting off anything that they may have been exposed to. It's also extremely high in antioxidants. It's got this protective mechanism when it's in our body and on our skin. So I actually use On Guard every single day topically. And how I do that is, again, I drop in my hand and a squirt of carrier oil. Yes, that is my technical term for dilution. Drop and a squirt. The bigger the child, the smaller the child, the bigger the squirt. All right, just think of it that way and use your palm as your little dish. Rub your hands together, and then my kids get it up and down their spines, right? And when I find that I do that every single day, I find that they're not coming home with the things that the school and their friends are kind of catching and losing days of school from. Or for me, like I work from home, I can't afford to get sick. I've got a big business to run, especially when my husband was working. He was a sole source of income. If he was home sick and I was a stay-at-home mum, we had no other source of income. So, sometimes it's really important to protect our immune system, not just be reactive to it. The third oil here is Digestzen. So Digestzen is our digestive blend. Again, this is a blend of a few different oils that are really known to have amazing digestive support, and they're actually specifically designed in the right amounts to have this synergy. So this is the thing with blending. You can go and find essential oil blends, and they're like, that smells nice, let's call it that. That smells good, let's call it that. But is there actually any science to it? Now, there is blending aromatherapy science, as in top note, middle note, base note, and these are the constituents, and this will kind of work in this area. But when you actually use a doTERRA blend, you're getting more than just the standard kind of blending technique. You're getting hardcore science and testing to make sure it actually does what it says. And hence, that's why doTERRA is the brand that the doctors are choosing, the medical institutions are choosing to align with, because they actually do what they say. So it eases discomfort. It's great for motion sickness. It's got that ginger in it. So if you ever get motion sickness on a boat or in a car, this will be your best friend. And if you ever get those nauseous feelings in the stomach or the chest or the throat, Digestzen can be just a lifesaver. So what I love with Digestzen, because I've always had digestive issues, and my son has a lot of food allergies, and you know, as a 6-year-old, it's hard to keep him away from certain foods. And he'll just say, "Mummy, my tummy's sore," and he'll go and get his Digestzen roller bottle, and he'll apply it to himself. And I just think that's the best, that my 6-year-old son, who's had the oil since he was 18 months old, right, knows what his body needs. My kids don't ask for medicine. They ask for essential oils. That's got nothing to do with me. They just know what works for them, right? And this stuff works. This is our health covered, okay? So when things are kind of not looking too good for us, we've got some real big hitters in our top 10 oils. Oregano is the king of immune support. So it is a powerful antibacterial oil. It is a mold and fungal eliminator. So if, for instance, you are cleaning your bathroom, did you know that most mold deterrents actually just bleach the mold? They don't actually remove it. So clove and oregano are so powerful that mold cannot grow in the presence of it. And clove, guess what that's in? It's in On Guard, right? That's why On Guard makes such a powerful cleaning agent. Same with oregano. Just depends if you want to smell like a pizza or if you want to smell like Christmas, because On Guard's got that more chai-like smell. So I prefer to clean with On Guard. But that said, if I wake up and you know when you feel like you've been hit by a bus and you've got like a full day of things to do and you're like, not today, not today, I go to my oregano. Here's the big hitter. I heavily dilute it because it's a hot oil, and I apply it onto my spine, my feet. I just give myself 10-20 minutes and I'm going to be feeling a lot better. By the way, it's also delicious. It is a herb. So if you're making like a bolognese sauce or something like that, 1 drop, not 2, just 1, will just enhance that dish like you've never experienced it before. Tea tree. All right, tea tree is a beautiful Australian oil. It is also known as melaleuca. We have grown up in it with Australia, but I know that there's lots of other countries joining in for this call tonight. But tea tree is a very drying oil. So think pimples, think mucus and snot. It's just going to dry things up. It's even a really beautiful skin cleanser. It's nourishing to the scalp. So if you ever get an itchy scalp or dandruff or anything like that, tea tree can be a beautiful thing that you can add into your shampoo and conditioner to cleanse that. And you'll probably even see it in lots of people love to include tea tree in natural skincare, hair care for these exact reasons. It's got that natural antiseptic and it just soothes those itches and those earaches. It's a really beautiful, versatile oil. You can clean with it. This is not an oil for internal use, but it is a great aromatic support. It's a great topical support, and it's a fantastic cleaning aid, right? So my first use for tea tree would be adding a drop to my shampoo. It just, your hair just loves it. So give it a go, all right? Also, if you have small children and they go to school and they get like those nits and stuff, tea tree, they don't like tea tree. No, they do not like tea tree. They do not like tea tree. So if you could get like a little spray bottle like this with a little mister on top, you can just spray their hats or spray their hair before they go to school, and they're not going to be bringing anything nasty home with them. And finally, frankincense. So frankincense deserves his own hour of my time. He is the king of essential oils. He's all things calming to the body and the brain, beautiful cellular support. He is the elixir for your skin, anything skin, any scars, any sunspots, any aging spots. You're going to love frankincense. Again, anytime I'm putting it on my skin, I'm using a carrier. You can use some fractionated coconut oil. You could use some jojoba or some rose hip. But you just add that frankincense in and just apply it around the eyes and to any backs of the hands, anything that's been troubling you. But what I love to say with frankincense is when in doubt, get frank out, because frankincense actually enhances the benefits of everything else that it's working with, right? So use frankincense on a daily basis. Add it to your diffuser blends, add it to your roller bottles, add it to anything else that you're using. And if you love frankincense as much as me, let everyone know. But there are textbooks written on this oil and what it can do for your health and the longevity of your body. Definitely look into frankincense. And the last three, Ice Blue, also known as Deep Blue in the US. This is our soothing blend. This is going to nourish your muscles and your joints. When you smell Ice Blue, it reminds you of those muscle rubs, or maybe even like a soccer change room or something like that. It's just instantly supportive at relieving tension. If you've got any aches and pains, any discomfort, any moments like, oh, any of those, you get Ice Blue out and you put some fractionated coconut oil and you apply that topically. This oil is a real topical oil. It also comes in a cream format as well for those more muscular support, but this is just phenomenal. Add it with some frankincense for those joints and that support, especially for pre-workout and post-workout. Because if you use it before a workout, you're actually going to get, I feel like I get a better run, I get less fatigue, I get better results if I use it before, as well as if I need it again afterwards. So whenever I want to use Ice Blue, it's more of a reactive oil for me. I just check in with how my body is feeling. And I like, oh, actually, I'm a bit stiff. I've been sitting at the computer a lot getting this presentation done for you guys today. So I would get my husband to apply some Ice Blue on my back. And I'll just go to bed and I'll wake up feeling so much nicer and without the tension. Smart and Sassy, or also known as Slim and Sassy, is our metabolic blend. This is a fantastic blend that supports our metabolism. It carbs sugar cravings. It helps our energy and our mood. It facilitates detoxification. This oil can be used in the diffuser to uplift the mood. It can be used as food flavoring to flavor smoothies. It can be used topically on our thighs and our tummy and anywhere that we want to kind of smoothen out that skin tone. It is a fantastic oil to have in your collection. And it's a really, it's a beautiful blend of like citruses, mints, and also some cinnamon. Cinnamon's known to like kind of carb those sugar kind of fluctuations in the body. And that's why it's going to also help our metabolism as well. So as I said, if you get that Smart and Sassy, add a drop into your smoothie and or some mineral water, some bubbly water. I really love the flavor. Now, the final thing I've got here is Claricalm. Now, I love Claricalm because it is the one blend that I feel every woman needs. It is a blend that supports our hormone function. And even men and even my children lean on Claricalm because it's got beautiful calming properties to it. And look, we all have hormones, don't we? We all have estrogen, we all have progesterone, we all have testosterone. And it's just a matter of how they balance out in our body. And we can wake up with one set of hormones and go to bed with another. So this is a go-to. If you are even going through the transition or in menopause, you can use this oil to support hot flushes with some peppermint to cool the skin, as well as the Claricalm to support any symptoms that you may be having. Or maybe you've got a teenager that's starting to get their cycle, or maybe you get bad cramps. This is the oil for you. Now remember, this oil is not diluted. So please further dilute this oil and it will go a really, really long way. And I just love to apply it underneath the belly button, which is where your reproductive organs are. All right, we'll keep moving. So I hope that you have loved these uses. For anyone, I've still got a few more things on here, but I just wanted to throw this in here straight away because I know lots of people might be who don't have these oils yet be thinking, well, how do I actually get these? And there's 3 ways that you can actually purchase essential oils. One is retail. Now that would be a price that you would pay in a shop, and I'm not really interested in selling anyone retail because that's the most expensive way to buy essential oils, and we don't need to do that. Because a wholesale account is actually free with all the starter kits. I'm going to show you my top 3 starter kits in a minute. It means you're going to save a minimum of 25% off of retail for a whole year. All right, and that's the same price I pay. Then there's also Wholesale Plus Points, which is our loyalty rewards program, which means it's ideal for people who want to start with a kit, but also grow their collection. Because maybe when you were looking at that pyramid of all the things that you were going on, and you're like, well, Hayley, you haven't really covered a lot of sleep so much, maybe frankincense or lavender. There's not a lot of mood there. You know, what really happens when I'm really feeling anxious and I don't want to leave, you know, like all of this kind of stuff. Well, guess what? There are solutions for everything. There is an oil for that too. And so even though I didn't cover it in tonight, when you start this journey, you'll start to find other things that you want to grow and add to your collection, and this is the best way to do so. But please understand that no matter which way you choose to buy your essential oils, no matter if you buy one bottle or you buy every single one, but every time you purchase from doTERRA, you are changing someone's life because of the way we source, because of the fact that doTERRA care about not only the farmer behind the bottle, but also us as the person purchasing it, is that you are a part of a supply chain that is doing so much good in the world. So I also wanted to share with you some promotions that end in 2 days. Normally I don't heavily promote the promotions because for 2 reasons. One, I don't want to make someone make a hasty decision into this journey because I know that it will call you when you're ready, right? I also don't want people to purchase just because they're getting free stuff. At the end of the day, for me, this is a lifelong journey, and I know that whoever joins with me is sticking it out. And so, but that's why I do share it, because if I can get you free stuff, and if now is the right time for you to get these oils into your home and you feel like doing that in the next 2 days, there are some pretty epic deals that you can take advantage of as an added bonus. All right. So the first one is 30% back on orders. I'll explain to you that on some of the kits. And the other one is $100 worth of free Copaiba. Now, Copaiba is an essential oil source from Brazil. It is amazing for the mood, for sleep, for pain. It supports the cannabinoid system. It is just up there with frankincense for me. I put a drop under my tongue every day. It has changed more lives in my team than I could even imagine. So when we're looking at some of the kits, I'm going to go from the 3 options, the biggest one to the smallest one. The reason I'm doing that is because I want you to know all your options. Some people want value, and this is that kit. You can see that this is over $1,000 of retail value, $200 below wholesale value, plus 100 free product points with an order next month as well, right? So that's the standard. But this month you also get 120 free product points with this kit. That's at 30%. So what does that mean? Well, that's about $150 worth of credit that you get to purchase other things in the future that doTERRA will just have sitting on your wholesale account that you can just go shop with at your leisure. You'll also get the Copaiba soft gels, and the yellow mandarin. But what they have done, because this is obviously a big overhaul for the family, it's got the top 10 oils, some mood oils, some extra cleaning oils, some non-tox cleaning products, the diffuser, the box. It's a really beautiful start. They've taken out the top 10 oils, most versatile, most popular out of that kit, and they've put it into the home essentials kit. Okay, this is probably our most popular starter kit, and they've updated it to include a fractionated coconut oil, which I'm so happy they have, because dilution is so important, and I want to make sure you have that from day one. So you will see that all of the 10 oils that we have talked about tonight are in this kit, and a diffuser and the fractionated coconut oil, so you can start using these essential oils in your home from day one. You will also get 74 free product points with this kit. That's easily $100 worth of doTERRA credit that you get to buy something else with, not straight away, but next month when they come into your account. This kit will also qualify you for the free Copaiba, the free Copaiba soft gels, and the yellow mandarin. So that's over $200 worth of free stuff. It's just insane. And then finally, I wanted to run you past the Family Essentials kit, because this is those top 10 oils, but in 5 ml bottles. And the reason why this is really fantastic is the price point, because some people just want that start, but they, the price point just might be a bit sticking. And this for me, I love, because like, okay, well, let's start here. You're going to have all the oils, the top 10 oils, the versatility. It's going to be amazing, right? And then when that bottle runs out, because at the end of the day, it is a third smaller than the standard size, 5 ml versus 15. Okay, that's fine. But then you've got your wholesale account. So when it runs out, you just buy the full size bottle at wholesale, and you know which ones you're going to be using. So this is a really great kit to start with. It also comes with 37 free product points. So you're looking at $40 to $50 worth of freebies too with that. And of course, there's a custom order. there is never a fixed way to start this journey. There is never a wrong way to start this journey. I think the main thing is just starting where you feel, happy and within your budget. And so you just ask me or the person who invited you to this class tonight to help you find the best oils that you need for your needs. Chances are most people start with the kits because of those additional added discounts. But if that's not for you, it doesn't matter. There's a small fee that you can pay, that $35, that gets you access to all the education, all the support for the life of your journey with doTERRA. And then you get to access everything at 25% off, all right? You can still also qualify for the 30% back, the points, and the free Copaiba products too, if that order is over a certain size. So just ask. So what happens next? So for those who would love to continue this journey, or maybe you have joined tonight to actually get these oils into your home, I have my phone number on the screen, and I have my phone here, even though it's turned off. If you want to text me now, just with a 1, 2, or a 3, all right? Very simple, very non-intrusive, because for me, the most important thing is, what do you want to do next? What is the right thing for you next, right? Maybe you've got the oils already and you're just in here learning again and you want to thank me for the class, and I would love that, okay? Maybe you're like, you know what, now's a really great time for me and I'd love to take advantage of these promotions, and I'm a 2. Or maybe you would either love to have a one-on-one talk with me and I can work out a specific time to do so, or you'd love to learn more at another time and we can just talk about that as well. So for those that are starting their journey today, I look forward to setting up a wellness plan once your kit arrives. This is part of the service. So as I said, it's not just about buying the oils, it's about once they arrive, making sure that you know what to do with them. So when that kit arrives, you get a call from me, or hopefully the person that enrolls you, to make sure that we set up your wellness plan for the next 90 days, that you have protocols and things that you can use the oils that you have chosen to invest into your home in really safe and confident ways. And that's probably the most key thing that you need to do as soon as you get your oils, because otherwise they can sit in the box and you can forget. And I don't want you to forget how amazing they are and what they're going to do for you and your family. You're going to love them, right? And then you're going to have fun exploring the extensive range of the natural lifestyle products that doTERRA make and create for you and your family in a one-stop, low-cost living lifestyle. Now, some extra bonuses. So if you are joining the Ikigai tribe, we have not only me, but also thousands of women and men and families and professionals in our community that you get access to as well. So we have ebooks and trainings and calls and lots of fun giveaways, and it's just a beautiful community. But you might also see here a phone down the bottom. That's an app. It's a resource, and I feel like resources are really important for people to have when they have essential oils. The number of times I do a consult with someone and they've had the oils for a while, I'm like, well, what book do you have? What apps are you using to do your research? And they don't have anything. It does my head in, right? And if you're like that, I want to let you know, hang on, actually I'm going to script through this one, that the free gift tonight is that I'm going to give every single person on this call live a Droply app. Now, this is a subscription that I've paid for, which means you can download it for free. So what I'm going to do at the end of this call, in the chat, I'm going to put in the link, remind me to put in the link that you can go to and click on and download that for free, all right? Because I want to make sure that absolutely everyone has the oils in their home. They know what they actually do. There's so much I can't say from compliance on these calls, but they can do a lot, all right? And if you are in my team, please remember that on the 5th of October, we are doing our Spring Reset mini course. So each week for 3 weeks, we're going to cover different areas of our home. So week 1 will be our home, a different room every day. Week 2 will be our body, which will cover different areas of our body done by experts with simple advice and simple steps. And then week 3 will be clean energy. So we're going to be able to release things that are no longer serving us, internal energy, external energy, the whole lot. It's going to be really, really powerful. And it's just, I think, I need this. And it's just going to be a beautiful way to not only DIY and live naturally, but this is free for anyone in our community. And again, so if you're joining tonight or before the 5th of October, you will get access to this for free too. All right. And just know that doTERRA are always looking for educators. If you love your oils, or you're watching me on the other side of the screen going, you know, like, Hayley does this full time, her husband's retired, like, hang on a second, what's going on here? Like, this is something that I do for a living now, but it never started that way. It was a hobby for me at the beginning, and my children were babies, and I just didn't want to go back to work, right? And I loved them so much, I wanted to help my friends, and then it grew from there. But just know that if this is something that you are interested in, either incorporating into a current job or business that you already have, or something that you'd love to do on the side or help your friends with, just reach out to me or the person that introduced you to this workshop, and then they can help you take the next steps with that. And now it's time to chat, all right? So we're pretty much spot on the hour, which I'm very, very excited for. So thank you so much for those. Now I'm going to stay around for the Q&A. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. This is my social media. If you would love to continue your journey and follow my journey, then I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Ikigai Oils, IKIGAIOILS. And yeah, we can go into the chat now. So look at all you here. I'm so proud of you for hanging out. I've got to get a photo. You gonna smile? Cheese. Oh, we're getting cameras on. Hey, there we are. All right, we'll get another photo. Where is everyone? There's Sarah. Hi, Lisa. There's no, hi, Lisa. Hi, Chris. Hang on. Oh, look at you all. Thank you. Hi, Kate. All right, let's have a look here. What is going on? Now, how did everyone find that with that pyramid thing? It's so much easier to talk to you guys when I see your faces. Otherwise, I'm just looking at my PowerPoint presentation. Did it make sense? Did it uncover anything for you? Yeah? Yep. All right. On Guard is my main cleaning go-to. Awesome explanation. Elsie's saying, I'm not sure what that was for, but I'm glad you liked it. Such a clear picture here. Room for improvement, but not devastating. Well, that's always a bonus. I'm assuming that was on some of the numbers. I'm doing okay, but need to focus on a couple of areas. Perfect, Victoria. Dobong is my next trial. I love that. Whoever admin is, I think that's awesome. My husband does one a day, like he does it in the morning with peppermint and wild orange. Lavender is in every room of our house, and I live alone. He's like, I'm not walking to get it. It has to be right there. I literally have about 4 bottles of lavender in my house open right now, so I totally hear you on that. I love these 3 oils, Lisa is saying. Again, nearly in every room, as I have lung disease. So is that for the diffusing, Victoria, or is that for the lavender? I have a cold and been using it a lot. Easy Air, beautiful. Yeah, I used it on my son too today because he had that runny nose. I used Tea Tree, Easy Air, Frankincense, On Guard, Aromatouch, love Aromatouch. Absolutely love Digestzen in my water after dinner every day. Yes, it's a perfect digestive support after food. My 3-year-old does the same. He's got his own roller. I love that, Harumi. Did Frank on my night and day cream? Yes. Frank is my top oil, Kate is saying. I use Ice Blue in all my massages. If you have any questions, just pop them down below and I'll answer them. Ice Blue roller bottle besides the lounge of my chair. It's a good oil. Thanks, Hayley. I already have the oils currently doing Discover program. I wanted to watch you tonight as you are the doTERRA babe. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I use way too many drops of oil. Well, maybe you're gonna save on some oil uses, Tajana. Honestly, you can use more than one. And this is something I'll say about how many you want to use. Trust your body. But just know, start at 1 and see if you get the results, because using 2 or 3 doesn't actually mean you're going to get better results. It actually might mean you overwhelm your body and then you could get a headache or something like that. So start with 1 and then work your way up. But then also, if I'm making a blend, I'm kind of using a couple of different oils anyway. So I've got a few more than 1 drop anyway. So Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for joining me. 2 kids, 7 and 5, now pick their own oils for the diffuser in their room. Beautiful. This was so great. You are welcome, Angela. Love this, Hayley. Thank you. I missed the first half of the class, putting the kids to bed. I have recorded it, and I might be able to send you a link, Chris. If you can just contact me after the class, I can get you a recording. Pamela, thank you. Hayley, I have to go, but I've joined that. Thank you. You're welcome, Elsie. Can I join your team if I'm from Romania? Of course you can, Diana. Of course you can, darling. Anyone can join. Yes, we're a global company. I'm in 15 countries. I'm not sure if I'm in Romania yet. You might be my first. That would be exciting. We've got about 15 countries at the moment. Victoria, tonight has been the best session I have participated in. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Enjoyed your presentation. Thank you so much, Yvette. You're welcome. Well, what can I do for you now? You're all sitting here looking at me. How can I serve you next? Because at this point, my adrenaline's like up here. I'm not going to bed anytime soon. So what I might do is I might just stop the recording, and then we can have a good old chin wag for those who have any more sensitive questions that they don't want recorded, or if they have anything personal that they need to mention. All right.